Well, good evening, Alaska, and good evening to all of you out there in any state that you might be in. Always nice to know where you're from and why you're watching and what your weather is like. So I'm Meteorologist Robert Forgit. I'd like to welcome those that have already joined us and also on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So this is Alaska's news source in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm Meteorologist Robert Forgit. Just finished the 10 o'clock news and thought before I leave, might as well just give you an update for the work week for those that might have missed it and for all you night owls that might be out there. So we'll try to make this quick, but I like to discuss why things are happening. So if you have any questions, let me know. And we'll go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just look at just this right here. And this is our weather right now throughout the state. We've seen a lot of that happening, and it's going to continue as we have a low pressure system that is really causing a lot of winter storm warnings, flood warnings, high wind warnings, and winter weather advisories. A lot of these will be canceled as we get into tomorrow as that low pressure system has moved around. But here's some of the things that this event is making happen and is already happening. So we've had some high avalanche danger, and with that we've seen quite a bit in the western Chugach and Kenai Mountains. Hey Kareem, nice to have you on. Thanks a lot, appreciate you joining us. Hatcher Pass and Valdez and Thompson Pass still have avalanche warnings. And we've seen some avalanches actually occur. Those roads are being cleared, especially along the Parks Highway up north and elsewhere. These are just a few of the headlines tonight. Winter storm warning for the southern slopes of the Central Brooks Range and Upper Koyukuk. Strong Arctic blast. We are going to see temperatures drop significantly. So Wyatt, nice to have you on board. The strong Arctic blast, temperatures in the 30s now, will be in the teens tomorrow night and single digits to below zero for the interior. And a blizzard warning for the Alaska Bering Strait coast is underway. As we take a look at Valdez and Thompson Pass, winter storm warning, that'll be canceled as we get into the latter part of tomorrow. High surf advisory for the Homer Spit. For those that don't know, Homer Spit's on the Kenai Peninsula, and they've had flooding a few months ago as a result of a strong southwest wind that produced some waves, and that in combination with the tides did some flooding on the Homer Spit. And it looks like that may happen again in the early morning hours to about noon. So we could see 8 to 15 feet waves, 15-foot waves hit that shoreline. That would do a lot of erosion and damage. What about Palmer tonight? Yep, Rusty, weather will continue in Palmer. I'll get to it, but let me answer your question. We're going to see the winds continue. Some of the schools have been canceled, most of those in the Susitna Valley, the Talkeetna area, because they've lost power and some of the road closures. So you want to check on that if you have kids. But that wind will continue through tonight, gusting to about 60, and then should die down as we start to see tomorrow, with a chance of some snow by tomorrow afternoon and evening as temperatures will get colder. So, Kiana, nice to have you from Kiana. Cheryl, thanks a lot. And a blizzard warning again for Alaska Bering Strait coast. This is a look at downtown Anchorage. Of course, it's dark, but you can see the camera moving. That's because we have gust winds to about 45 miles an hour. They'll gust to about 50 tonight. They've gusted to 70 on the hillside this morning, 60s along the Chugach area as you go up to Eagle River. And of course, we've had 60-mile-an-hour gusts up in the valley too, especially Palmer. Palmer, you'll see the same thing as Wasilla, so Rusty, please be careful up there. What about the Muldoon area? Windy conditions in Anchorage through tonight, and then things should start to settle out tomorrow, but temperatures will drop. 38 is probably going to be the high for today, meaning today in another hour, whatever temperature that is, that'll be the high, and by tomorrow afternoon, be in the 20s, and by tomorrow night, probably in the teens. And as we get into Tuesday, we're back to single digits at night in the Anchorage Bowl. Want to mention some forecasts for those that just want to watch for just a brief second or two. Anchorage 38, again, that will probably be the high as we hit midnight, and then temperatures down again into the teens tomorrow night. Fairbanks, you'll be in the single digits to below zero readings by the time you get to Tuesday, but scattered snow showers will develop. Rain for Juneau, and hey Brown, nice to have you. Alice, Nice to join you. Nice to have you here. 40 degrees, rain back in much of the southeast panhandle and Bethel. Snow expected with a temperature of about -1. Hope everyone's going to be safe out there as these temperatures freeze, of course, in places that's been very warm. Guess what? With those places, we're going to see, again, freezing conditions. So everything that was water is going to be ice. So want to be careful. And I think Lacey just said that. Want to be really careful on the roads, because there's going to be ice up as that rain will turn right to ice. Excuse me, I've been talking a while and just getting over this cold. So, hey, sunrise, sunset. We are looking at 5 minutes and 5 seconds gain for tomorrow from today in Anchorage. 6 minutes, 35 seconds for Fairbanks. And June are going to see a 4-minute gain and 19 seconds and 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Hey, I want to get right to the factoid. We got about 100 people online, which numbers just keep creeping up. So it's good to see all you night owls. The stars are beautiful in Chugach. That's great. If they are, then you want to get out and look at the planets. The planets are out. They're in alignment. Planetary parade. You can see, I think, 4 with the naked eye. 2, you have to use a binocular. So that's good. So, hey, here is the Forgit factoid. It has to do with football and which team has not played in, or at least had 3 consecutive Super Bowls. In other words, they've played in 3 consecutive Super Bowls. One of these teams has not. Is it the Miami Dolphins, Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots? The reason I bring this up is because today Kansas City will go to their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. All these teams here have gone at least 3 times, if not 4, but one of these teams has not had 3 consecutive Super Bowls in a row. Can you guess which one? So, hey, Big Cat, good to see you again tonight. Jackie, Jupiter is in view. Should be. It's one of the brighter planets that we see along with Mars. Hey, anyone want to take a guess? We've got lots of folks online now. So if you've got a guess to this, love to know which it is. I thought the games were good today. The Eagles looked really strong. Nice to see their energy, and Kansas City keeps pulling it out at the end. Felt sorry for Buffalo, but it was just their day once again. So go ahead and see if you can guess on this one. Miami Dolphins, Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, or New England Patriots, which one have not had 3 consecutive Super Bowl participations? Doesn't mean they won, but which ones have not had 3 consecutive Super Bowl appearances, consecutive meaning in a row? We've got C, Gina. Cheryl's at A. We've got Shane with the Buffalo Bills at C. Which of these teams has not seen 3 consecutive bowl games in a row where they've participated, not necessarily won? New England Patriots. D is Sam. C for Lacey. C, D for Seal. Shauna coming in with, I think it's Shanna or Shauna. C for you. We got C. Hey, Melissa, nice to have you on board. Shanna's going to go with C. There you go. B for Gail. Gail's going with B, the Dallas Cowboys. Again, which team has not played in 3 consecutive Super Bowls? Jules coming in at C. Anna coming in at B. Linda, nice to have you on board. So, X. That's funny. Brown, Alice, you're going with A, the Miami Dolphins. Anybody else want to guess? And we'll move on with the weather right after this. I want to hold people up. We've got a lot of people who just want to know about the weather. So go ahead. Anyone have guesses? Okay. Khalil going with C, the Buffalo Bills. Anybody else? Cheryl, you're going with A. A for Ralph. Boy, a lot of people picking the Dolphins. And again, this is a team that has not gone consecutively to play 4 Super Bowls in a row. Doesn't mean they've won. It just means they've competed in 4 in a row, or 3 in a row. One of these teams actually has done 4. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer here in a second. So hopefully you're going to participate. Walker coming in. Is that it's Mary? Mary coming in with C, Buffalo Bills. It's a pretty good question. I thought about it after the game. I thought, this would be a good one to throw out on a Sunday. So looking forward to the Super Bowl. I think it'll be a good game between Kansas City and Eagles, and who knows how that'll turn out. So, okay, giving you the answer in about 10 seconds. So the answer for this question, hopefully you guessed this answer. It is the Dallas Cowboys. In their third attempt, they had won 2 Super Bowls in 92 and 93. In their third attempt in the conference championships, which were today, they lost in 1994 and didn't make it to their 3rd Super Bowl in a row. So that is the answer. And by the way, the Buffalo Bills had 4 Super Bowl in a row that they participated in. Unfortunately, didn't win very many of those. So, hey, thanks for participating. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. I want to make sure that we talk about the weather again. High temperatures really reflect what we're talking about. Now, what I want you to see in this, as these are the high temperatures today, look at the negative numbers, meaning there's a trend toward cooler temperatures. And there they are right there. As we go ahead and see, negative 18 right now for King Salmon. That means from this time yesterday, the temperature was 20 degrees cooler, 18 degrees, I should say, warmer. It was 17 degrees warmer in Bethel this time last night, and you could see how things are rapidly cooling off. Kotzebue, the low pressure system's kind of sitting on them, so they're not getting the influx of the Arctic air, but that's what we're looking at. So here we go. We are going to go into the wind gust, and with the wind gust, we are looking at some severe winds still with this system that will start to die down tomorrow afternoon. 52-mile-an-hour wind gust today, 59 in Anchorage at the airport, higher in the higher elevations. That will continue tonight with a high wind warning, 49 in King Salmon, 47 Perryville, 61 in King Cove, and then, of course, 82-mile-an-hour wind gust in Delta Junction today, very windy. Here's the low pressure system I was talking about. As it goes ahead and moves, it's going to shift 2 things. It's going to shift towards the east, allowing the cool air to wrap around it. And then you notice the arrow at the bottom going from the southwest into the northeast. That is the southwest component of winds that can gust to as much as 60 miles an hour into the North Gulf Coast, up into Cook Inlet. And that is what is going to be the weather producer for that chance of some high surf in the Homer Spit. And as this continues to move off this low, guess what moves in? That Arctic air, and that's what we're going to see by Tuesday. We are back to some very cold conditions throughout much of the area. Rusty, you got some pictures of Mars? That's great. So as we look at the middle of the week, things are going to be much cooler. So rain returns to the southeast tomorrow. Your temperatures in the 40s. Sitka as well as Juneau see 42, winds not too much of a factor. Windy though in the interior with gusts of about 40, 45 in Fairbanks, but snow returns to those areas as your 36 degrees will drop down into the teens tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll also see Healy drop in temperatures. Fort Yukon will drop temperatures too. So these temperatures are somewhat false as the highs because they'll be the highs this morning in the early morning hours. Snow returns to the North Slope, both in Utqiagvik and Dead Horse, with those temperatures below 0. Anaktuvik Pass will see snow. Winter returns temperature-wise throughout the western part of Alaska, and again, we do have some winter, I should say, blizzard warnings on the west coast. Those will last just in the morning and should be canceled by the afternoon. You can see snow developing in Nome and Kotzebue with your temperatures back down to single digits. As we go ahead and look for the Aleutian Chain, strong westerly winds. Again, those winds shifting northwest to west as that low passes, and that sets up south central for some southwesterly winds. High surf advisory for Homer Spit, gusting to about 55 miles an hour in Homer, and gusting to about 60 out in the waters, and that creates waves, and along with high tides, you could see some flooding. We're looking at 60-mile-an-hour winds in Kenai, Soldotna, about 45-mile-an-hour winds, 50-mile-an-hour winds in Seward. Everything changing to snow as these 30s will change to 20s tomorrow afternoon and teens tomorrow night. So all of these high temperatures you see will disappear as we get into the I call it the light part of tomorrow. Temperatures will fall into the teens as the day goes on. These temperatures again reflecting the high temperatures for the day, which of course technically starts at midnight. So we'll see winds gusting in Glen Allen to about 45 miles an hour and about 36 in Whittier as your high, those winds out of the southwest. Valley, Wind gusts to about 60 in both Palmer and in Wasilla. We're seeing Willow at 45-mile-an-hour gust and Talkeetna. Snow returns in the afternoon. Anchorage should see some snow showers. Those wind gusts should start to die down by tomorrow night. 38 the high, but that'll be the high right here at midnight. Temperatures will drop into the 20s in the afternoon, teens tomorrow night. So that's what we're looking at. So when will it be below 0 in Anchorage? Josie, I'll answer that question in 1 second. Let me get through the 7-day for Fairbanks. 36 the high now. It will drop into the teens to single digits to below 0 tomorrow night. And then look at 5 as the high on Tuesday, then below 0 as the highs in the rest of the week. Same thing for Anchorage. The trend is down. 38 will be the high. That'll happen right here in about 45 minutes because we're at 38 degrees now. And then we'll be in the 20s and in the teens by tomorrow night. And then as we get into midweek, I would not be surprised if the eastern part of town in Anchorage sees 0 degrees or colder on Wednesday or Thursday. We are back to the weekend. John, nice to have you from North Pole. Windy conditions up there. Your temperatures will start to plummet tomorrow, and that's what we're looking at. I know, no below 0, Rusty, but we are going to start to see that as we get midweek. We are back to it as winter returns after this just copious amounts of warmth and rain. There's been some flooding in some neighborhoods. So the one thing I want to make sure that you're aware of is no matter where you are, if you've had temperatures above 32, standing water and wet conditions, that is going to freeze tomorrow throughout much of Alaska. So driving is going to be a little bit different and probably tricky. Walking too. Please do not fall. We want everyone to be safe as we transition back to winter. Think ice. Don't think of rain and drier conditions is what we have had throughout much of South Central, even into the interior. So with that, I know it's late, and appreciate all the night owls that are here and out. And for those that are watching, hopefully you've enjoyed this explanation, and so good to have you. I'm meteorologist Robert Forgit. Please have a great week. Be safe, drive safely, be kind to others. We need kindness, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Do something nice for yourself. You deserve it. So with that, have a great week, and hope to see you next weekend. Good night.